Hello, lovely email subscriber. I'm Susie, if you don't know already, and I am really grateful that you have given me your email address. You might have done this recently because I've had quite a flurry of subscribers, which is why I'm doing this. But I'm also doing it because I've been really rubbish since I set up and I haven't been diligently sending out news. And I wanted you to know that that's not because I'm not really grateful. Like, I realize in this data-driven world that it's quite a big deal now to give me your email address. So I'm super grateful and chuffed that you have bothered to go to my website, put your email address in, and showed that level of interest and commitment. And for that, I wanted to say thank you and do you this personal message. I also thought, how can I show that I'm really grateful and I'm not just being lazy, like not being in touch, because you're supposed to be in touch, aren't you, nowadays? And I thought, well, usually pictures of me are kind of with mud on my face, big disgrace, jumping in a loch, and I'm not really ever scrubbing up. So I thought, what better way to show you that I care than to get all dressed up in my favourite stuff. So that's why I'm randomly standing on my decking with my fake fur coat that I love, and I've got a newest jumper that I've hardly worn, and I don't know if I can see this, I've got my pink trousers and my glitter shoes, and I don't know if you can see, orange socks. Orange is the colour of creativity, did you know? It does something to chakras, not exactly sure what. But my friend Emma gave me them and they bring me good luck, so I put them on. And I thought I'd do it out here in my decking, my favourite place. And I don't know if you can see behind me, you can see a little bit of a view. You can see the hills, the trees, a little bit of a stag's head. It's actually a complete nightmare setting up the camera. Dog watercolors go round thinking, what is she doing? Trying to be some YouTuber when she's 43, how ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gabbling on. I've got a little thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so I was going to say thank you for giving me your email address, and I'm Susie, and what can I tell my email subscribers that I don't put on social media, which is quite a lot because I'm pretty no holds barred, but I was thinking, what haven't I shared that I could share? So I'm going to tell you a few surprising things about me that you might not know, and then be awesome if you email me back, or even, you know, put something on the social media to introduce yourselves. I'd love to know more about you. So curious things or surprising things. I read English literature at university, at Bristol University, and it was the first year that they trialled having no exams, which sounds amazing. But it also means that I have a bit of a gap in my knowledge because I didn't read everything on the reading list, because you didn't have to, you weren't getting examined, you only had to write essays. So I've got a big gap in all the classics, some of the classics that I'd like to read. But if I'm really honest, what I love doing more than anything else is curling up with like a really trashy chick flick novel, or a real tearjerker rom-com on Netflix. So that's one thing. Another thing is, my husband is super supportive of all my crazy creative projects and ideas like the podcast. He's super supportive, but he has never actually listened to an episode, apart from one, when I interviewed his brother Paul about stargazing. That's the only one he's listened to. And he says that, well, there's just too much Joe Rogan podcast to get through. He does like 3-hour podcasts because he's the biggest podcaster in the world. So people will listen for 3 hours. People won't listen to me for 3 hours probably. In fact, I better speed up because I'm probably taking too much of your time now. Jiu-jitsu. So I am trying to learn jiu-jitsu at the moment. It's the hardest thing I've ever tried to learn. Usually I'm quite good at sports, take them up quite quickly. This one is so difficult, out my comfort zone, frustrating, but apparently it really keeps you humble and teaches you how to leave your ego at the door. So I am hoping that it may help me with that. Also, Russell Brand raves about it, and I think he's great. And also my 9-year-old loves it, so it's kind of mum-son bonding time, although I'm given strict instructions not to embarrass him, which I apparently do all the time anyway. So all my family do it, actually. I'm the worst in my family, which really annoys me because I'm super competitive. What else? I've done a lot of therapy, which you probably picked up on if you follow me at all, because I've written about it a lot, right, for psychologies and things like that. But one of the most valuable things I ever did in therapy was I used to have a real fear of not sleeping, massive anxiety about it. So one therapist challenged me to stay up all night and not go to sleep. And this sounds radical, but this doesn't sound radical, but it really, really was for me. Oh, there's a train coming. Anyway, I stayed up all night. I got my favourite chocolates from M&S, pralines. I watched Netflix all night. I did a bit of writing. I had a bit of Prosecco. And that was a breakthrough moment for me. Now, I'm just going to let the train go by. Hello, yes, I'm talking to myself. That's the train up to Inverness. So what else can I tell you? Favourite ice cream flavour, Ferrero Rocher. I think that's about it. That's probably enough. But if you want to tell me anything about you, it would be great to hear who it is that's subscribed to this list. And also, it'd be amazing to hear what would you like from me. All the business gurus go on and on about how your email subscriber list is so valuable, but I think what they're talking about is basically so they can send you loads of sales messages and floggy stuff. Well, the good news is I'm not actually flogging anything, not at the moment anyway, apart from my podcast, which I'm trying to get out to the world. It'd be amazing if you could help me with that. Any ideas you've got for a podcast? I do random acts of living a lot, where I take a challenge and go and do it. If you've got any of them, send me a message. It'd be amazing to hear. I'm at the really beginning of this journey, and I'm really hoping that this email list could turn into some kind of tribe and some kind of like doing stuff in future, hopefully like minds. And so I'm really open to any ideas, and I'd really love to hear what you would like to hear from me. What would it actually add to your life? What else did I say? Oh yeah, you can always get in contact with me. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Big Juicy Creative Living. I'm on LinkedIn, if that's more your bag, at Susie Bashford. And you can always email me, Susie at bigjuicycreative.co.uk. You can go to my website at the moment. If you haven't got your free fridge poster, then drop me an email or get it through the website, bigjuicycreative.co.uk. So that was basically all I wanted to say. Was a big hello. Thank you for subscribing. I will get better at doing all this. I will send newsletters with big juicy stuff in. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want to hear on the podcast. All that stuff. What else did I want to say? Oh yes. As you can see, I'm just a human. With lots of flaws like everybody, and totally open to ideas, totally here, and yeah, it would be great to hear from you. So as you can see, I've got my woolly hat on. Went in the water today. It was freezing, so winter is definitely coming. And if you're worried about winter, please do go and check out my How to Thrive winter series, which is all up there now. 14 experts to get you through. It was just covered in the Times recently, got a good review there and a good review in the Metro, so I'm super chuffed. There's loads of great stuff in there. So for now, have a big juicy winter. Get in touch if you've got any ideas about what to do on this newsletter, what you would like to see. And yeah, thank you so much for subscribing, and yeah, bye for now. Bye.